up, took it down, took that stuff down just to get it straight.
Hi, Marcy. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
And we're on record, everyone.
Doesn't come with a handle.
So, I see it's 11:45, so I guess I forgot to wind the
High noon.
I forgot to wind the clock again, didn't I? I got about
7 o'clock exactly.
all righty. I'll call this meeting to order of the Village of Mount Sterling Council, April the 8th. Roll call, please.
David?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
Marcy?
Here.
Becky told us last meeting that she was going to be out of state, so. Well,
Yes, I'm here.
Craig?
Here.
I need a motion to excuse Becky Martin.
Got that motion?
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
I see Mr. Blankenship's here to deliver a prayer.
Yes, sir.
You all join us in a prayer, whether you want to stand or sit, it's up to you.
Let's bow our heads, please. Gracious God in heaven, we thank you, Father, for another day of life. We thank you, Lord, that we're allowed in a free America to gather like this to conduct your business. I pray, Father, that you would bless this council tonight and this mayor. Give them wisdom to make hard decisions. Help us as a community to rally behind them, to support them. Lord, bless our little town that we can grow and be the town that we know we can be. And we thank you for what you will do. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank council and the mayor for allowing someone to pray. I know that doesn't happen very often in a lot of local, more high up places. So I just thank you very much, and our church thanks you too.
You're welcome.
You.
Thank you. For what? Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Be seated.
I couldn't hear what she said.
If I could
She was just wanting to say
interject something here.
that we will have
This is from the First Liberty Institute, the nation's largest law firm, dedicated to defending and restoring religious liberty in all America, reaffirming that the constitutionality of prayer before public meetings was affirmed by the Supreme Court. So we'll continue that practice as long as I'm sitting here at the head of the table. And thank you all for your understanding. Before you have the minutes of the financial work session on March the 25th. Can we do that one or blanket?
You'll just take a motion for all of them, and then I'll pass this around.
Okay. I need a motion to accept the minutes of the finance work session on March 25th, the council meeting we held on March 25th, and the financial work session that was held on April the 3rd.
I'll give that motion.
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll pass this around. If you would all sign it, please.
That leads us into the mayor's report. The only report that I have this evening is that now that spring has sprung upon the community, we do have a nuisance and abatement committee formed, and they've already started going around town. They're going to be very active this summer. They've already taken pictures. So please, I'm pleading with the community to please clean your property up Please abide by the rules and the laws of the care of your grass and vehicles and anything else you may have on your property. Be aware that you have neighbors. And many, many people in town take a lot of pride in the appearance of their property. And we need everyone to take pride in the appearance of their property. That leads us into President Pro Temp report. David Timmons.
On my report tonight, I got the new committees out. We finally got everything straightened out on that now, so we got that. And also, we tested the tornado signal, and it's getting that time of year where the weather can change just like that. And the main thing, when you hear that siren, I know it's always the bulk of Madison County, but it's better to be safe than not safe. Make sure you find cover, because anytime we get into the season, which runs, they can hit any time, but always be on the watch out for that. And that's all I got to report, sir.
Very good, thank you. That leads us into the public comments for you. Anyone out there want to make a comment, statement, ask a question? Feel free. Yes, sir.
Can I make a comment to the nuisance and abatement committee?
Yes, you can.
Please do not get discouraged if you're on it. It's a thankless job. You're going to beat your head around. Don't get discouraged. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
I agree. I agree. It's the toughest job in town.
It is.
It really is.
In order to make one person happy, you're going to make two more than that.
Yeah.
So,
But we need that. Everybody talks about the community used to be when we were young. And the only thing that's changed is some of the attitudes about people taking care of their property. We're the same community. We used to know everyone in town. Now the situation comes up where a lot of people move in and move out, and it's like they don't take much pride in their residence. Well, we want to change that. We want a beautiful community. So if no one has any comments, that leads us to the sheriff's report.
I have no report.
You have no report. That leads us into the law director.
I have no report, Mayor.
You have no report. That leads us into utilities clerk, Misty Vance.
I have a very small report, so just about some payments I received, and then just a short, just to talk shortly about some delinquents. Last month we closed with 722 payments coming in for $117,000. This month so far to date, we've brought in 226 payments that's been posted for $25,000. Our delinquents, right now there's 44 accounts that are delinquent. Out of those, 12 of them are on the payment plan that they've agreed to. Make payments, they cleared up. And we've got a lot of things from past customers that have agreed to get on the payment plan. They've completed it and they're back all caught up due to different reasons. And they're very gracious to council and to you for allowing that. There's 13 of them that are scheduled to be shut off tomorrow and Wednesday. First part of the day on Wednesday, if not paid. There's still 13 that I need to try to get a hold of, and those will be subject to shut off on Thursday. And there's one account that I still need to research to see if the payment was actually made. Some discrepancy on one customer. And that's about it, Mayor.
Okay. There's the second hardest job in town. Staying at that window 5 days a week, 8 hours. That's a ongoing problem ever since I became mayor, because it was neglected terribly in the past, and we're trying to make it right. so that everyone pays their fair share. I know, we understand that there's families in town that have issues with making the water payment, and we'll refer those people to Madison County, and we'll help. She helps everyone that she can possibly help that may be on fixed income or just had a stroke of bad luck. She works very hard at making the people here in town make the connections in London that can help them. And we're working even on some other ideas that will go along with those assistant programs from the county. And I'll let you know more as it progresses. It'll be hopefully an in-town program where we can help people. But we need to keep that water and sewer department moving every day.
Recently received a check clear from Marysville, a program there called Hope of Marysville. I just thought that was pretty amazing, that far away.
Yeah.
I received one today for $300 from Madison County.
Yeah, and we'll continue to work on those programs. There's programs out there because the compassion that she has for these people is pretty amazing, and that's part of what makes this community that it is today. You know, coming from where we were at a year and a half ago to where we are now, and I just can't. I'm so proud of this community. I really am. Not that we don't have our bad days at that window, but I'll tell you, we should all be proud of ourselves and what we've done. That leads us to the village administration fiscal officer report. Courtney Bricker.
Okay, I only have a few to go over. I just wanted to remind council members that we do have some clearing comments to remove us from the fiscal emergency. Again, we've gotten into the black, but we also have some policies and procedures that we are going to have to write and make sure that we maintain and make sure that we're following those. So I would like to schedule some sort of meeting to go over those, and if we want to assign certain council members with those, I can surely help, but those will have to be done, and there are deadlines. The state has issued to me what those deadlines are, and some of them are in July, August, and September. So I would like to see if the mayor would call a meeting. I can get with him, send out an email to see what's best for everybody, and see if you guys want to assign those to certain members, or if they want to just assign them with me. I can sit down with those council members and help you get those policies taken care of, because I do have comments on my side as financial officer that I have to clear as well. I just want to remind the council members of that. Also, I wanted to report that we've had an issue at our water plant that we've been dealing with since Friday, and it's caused us to have to make some maintenance and repairs on it. So I wanted to publicly announce to the residents that you may be experiencing a little bit of hardness than usual. Again, still safe, still good to drink. You're not going to see any discoloration.
Yeah, we did. Today.
Did you see some of those? Yeah. Okay. So you shouldn't be experiencing anything foul as far as, you know, smell or anything like that, but there will be some hardness issues that you're going to see probably within the next week. So we are working to get that rebuilt. It's nothing that, you know, our employees can go in there and rebuild. We actually have to call in the manufacturer that have done it to get the whole entire pipe rebuilt. And it's odd, they normally are still trying to tell us how this has happened. So we're going to try and go back to the manufacturer to see if we can get that taken care of. But if you guys, again, are experiencing any issues, please let me know. Again, I don't look at Facebook much, so if you want an immediate response, please reach out to me or to the water department, and we can surely help you with that. But I'm publicly announcing that right now, that you will probably experience some hardness. And that's only at nighttime, so this is before, when everybody is asleep. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. That is it on administration stuff. If you guys want to get your reports out, your financial reports. The reader reports, I am showing that everybody has in front of them for April the 1st was $33,668.52. Again, we are still contributing to the delinquency program. You guys have any questions on that? Your payment listings. Now again, your guys' reports are dated for March because I will be passing around the March bank reconciliation for you guys to sign. So the reports you're looking at are for the month of March to compare it to your bank reconciliation. And again, I try to go on here and hit the highlights that you normally wouldn't see on here. You'll see some supplies that we have for state pipe. You also see that the sheriff's contract, you'll see that every 3 months. That was paid in March. The usual, the chemicals, testings, gas. Any questions on that? Okay, cash summary by fund. You'll see that there is a positive $408,171.99. Any questions on that? I know I always try to highlight the things that are going to be the ones that you normally don't see on here. Comparison of budget appropriated.
How much money was that?
For the general fund, $408,171.99. And then the comparison of budget and appropriated, you'll see that those are in the positives. Of course, all the funds are in positives now. The receipt listing, again for the month of March. And the big highlight on this one that you'll mostly see that you normally don't see is that the spectrum. So a lot of people like to watch cable in the community, so that was higher than usual. That 7,000 that you guys are seeing there. And then of course you have the water and sewer bills. Any questions on that? Okay, so appropriation. If you look at the general fund, we should be sitting at approximately 25% for expenditure percentage. If you notice that the general fund shows a 32%, that is because most of our bills that we paid are at 100% threshold, which means that we paid that amount of money. Like when we paid the school district, the enterprise zone agreement, that zeroed out at like 99%. Also, the training services that you guys see on there, that's at 100%, which makes it look larger than what we spent, but those were already budgeted and already paid. But everything else, as you can tell, is exactly what we're supposed to be. But that's what's making that jump to 32%. Okay, if you want to look at the water, that's good. It's still 6%. Again, supposed to be at 25%. The finance has done a fine job at not spending a lot of money, but again, with the recent maintenance and repair that we're going to have at the water plant, do see that percentage going up. And of course, I've let finance know about that. And then the sewer, that also shows a percent of 10%, which is good. We're well below budget. Any questions on that? And almost done here. Revenue status, general fund. As you can see, we are way above what was budgeted. We are at 44%. which is great because this is the revenues that are accepted for the general fund. With help of the delinquency program that the village is in. The water fund, as you can tell, is at 21%, so we're right on track with that. And sewer, of course, is 16%. Any questions?
Looks like, Courtney, we're heading in the right direction, though, and
Sure we
everything.
are.
It's really good. I know for our last meeting with Melissa and everything, I could tell we're
Yep.
heading the right direction.
They're very satisfied, so you
Great.
guys have done a great job. I think we've all worked hard to get where we're at, and everybody should be proud of that. Okay, so any questions on the financial reports?
When I get them, I can't read them,
Yeah.
and I get the same, and I can read this.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm going to ask you to
So print?
run them off, and I'll pick them up.
Okay,
I can't read them.
I will make a note of that.
Blind anyway.
Okay, last but not least is the bank reconciliation for the month of March. As you can tell, it is balanced to the penny. No less, no more, but to the penny. So I will be passing this around. Of course, these reports and these totals will be matching your reports. You guys were provided. Again, the two items that are noted down here for reconciliation, those will be cleared once the audit has been completed. So as some of the new council members know, some of the, former or, older council members, we had an audit that was completed from 2013 until 2017. They did ask for another extension. So they are, I spoke with them today, and I kind of wanted to know why. They were just in review, and the person that was taking over that audit, he has left the company. So now they have to kind of start from zero. But they said that he's almost there. He should have it by the end of this month. And I know that the auditors are waiting for that too. Once we are able to identify that, these items right here will be cleared. Okay? So if you guys can please sign that. But it is balanced. I did submit this to the state today, and they have possession of it. Any questions on those? Okay. We just need you to make that motion for my reports.
Okay.
You want me to read them off for you?
Probably you should,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so you guys are going to be accepting the following reports: appropriation status report, revenue status, receipt listing status, payment listing, comparison of budget and appropriated, cash summary by fund, the re-report, and the bank reconciliation for March of 2019.
I'll give you the motion.
Okay.
Thank you. A second.
I second.
Thank you. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and fill in the blanks here,
Okay.
and then we'll pass this around. You guys would kindly sign your names. Oh, sorry. And where would you like to sign that to?
I can.
Sorry.
Finished.
Yep.
That leads us into committees. First one being Finance. Mr. Anderson.
You have the finance reports that we just discussed.
Uh-huh.
There will be some commitments on contracts that this committee has approved. So when we get to the hiring of the village administrator and also the Parks and Rec person, we, as a finance committee, have approved, and we are in agreement with the finances of those two positions.
Okay.
So that's all we have.
All right, very good. Pleasant Township. Craig.
There's nothing new from Pleasant Township.
Nothing new. Squad would be Lowell Anderson.
Squad will meet Wednesday, April 10th.
Okie dokie. That leads us into Fire. which is Marcy.
Yes, I attended my first meeting at the end of last month and got to meet all the guys there, and really nice group of men to deal with. And they went over their budget for April 2019 through March 31st, 2020, and kind of explained some of the line items for me since I was new. And one of the highlights is that they are working on specs for a new tanker to replace. It's a 3,500 gallon tanker, and they're still kind of looking at options on that. But that was pretty much it. They talked about how many volunteers they have, 22 currently.
Do they?
Yep, and 4 full-time employees. So that was something I was not aware of, that we had that many volunteers.
I didn't either. That's good.
Yep. And I think April 25th will be the next meeting.
Very good. Water, wastewater, which is, she's not here. She's on vacation. Street.
Oh, on the street, Mr. Mayor, as soon as we get the administrator in place and stuff, we'll have a meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
We need to talk about the street.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, we do. I'll talk about that in the round table, I guess.
Okay.
Parks and Rec, Mike.
Yes, Parks and Rec. First of all, I want to thank the Youth League for getting out there and getting on the fields, getting them to where they are. I know we don't have our dirt in yet, but it is ordered, and we'll get that in as soon as possible. We need to talk with Sean from the Youth League and ensure that they do have insurance. I haven't heard from them on that. A contract with them, and also we mentioned before in one of our meetings that we were requiring background checks and have not heard anything on that yet either. So we're going to try to get that figured out in the next couple of days on that.
Good. We need that.
We're also the market crew is going to team up with the Parks and Recreation on the cleanup day of April 26th, 27th, 28th to do the gazebo. So as a group, we're going to get that all taken care of. Okay?
Okay.
So that's what I have for Parks and Recreation.
Okay. Pardon? Oh. I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going down this week. I noticed some of the lawns in town are growing quite a bit, and I'm going down this week and prep all of our lawn mowers, because you'll be wanting one of them or two of them for long, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am on that. It'll take me a few days, but I'll let you know because we put them in storage at the lower level, and I want to service them and get them ready. Because hopefully they'll be busy this summer.
Yes. Yes, they should be.
Yes. That leads us into records of retention.
Nothing.
All right. That leads us into nuisance and abatement.
All right.
And she's not here.
No, Mike's got a report.
Well, I got it. Yeah. With that, we met last week on Tuesday the 2nd. Quick meeting just to get together. It was our first meeting. We still we're working on getting our full committee together. It requires 2 citizens. So anyone out there who really wants to be a part of this, Deputy, he alluded to that it's not the easiest job in the world to do, but it is rewarding if we all get to keep together and stick together and do what we have to in this committee. We can make a better community.
Do you have one private citizen now?
Just one, Julia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Julia.
Yeah, she sent me pictures today.
Yes, she's out there taking pictures already. Once we get the full committee together, we're going to split the village up into quadrants, and every person will have a responsibility for that area.
Very good.
To report from.
Good.
Just a reminder to everybody, the April 26th, 27th, and 28th is the cleanup day. A great time to take advantage of that. So if you are having issues with large amount of trash, things of that nature you just can't get rid of. You can't afford to haul it away.
Call
That's
town
the-
hall.
Call town hall and we'll get that taken care of. Because those things will be things that will get ticketed. We also did talk about, on the flip side of that is, in the past, there was a group, I don't know who it was, I believe it was a few ladies from one of the churches in town, put together I'm sorry?
The Nazarene.
The Nazarenes, okay. Put together the nicest yard. And it was you got a plaque in your yard saying the Yard of the Month Club, or Yard of the Month. And, we're out there, always being the bad guy. Well, we'd like to also dole out a little bit of good, goodness. So if you're out there and you're doing what you should and you're getting your yard together and it looks really nice, then you might get chosen for the month to have the Yard of the Month.
That'd be great.
Yes. So
That'd be great.
let's see. The next nuisance abatement meeting is on 4/16 at 3:30, and they're going to have one every other week, not once a month, but every other week.
Okay.
Okay. And once again, if you're out there and you see something that you think needs to be addressed, please call into town hall. And we're also hoping to get the deputies more involved with us. So we're working side by side. All right?
Very good. Very good.
Can I add something real quick? We will be placing a banner out there. We did have one from last year, so we'll be putting it right there by the flagpole to remind everybody that we do have the cleanup days. It was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 26th, 27th, and 28th. But I do want to make mention, I don't think David had said this at the beginning, the committees, you guys have there's new members on the committees that you guys have in front of you. Becky Martin has removed herself from the Parks and Recs Committee and placed herself on the nuisance and abatement. So I just want everybody to understand that she has placed herself on the nuisance and abatement and removed herself from the Parks and Rec.
I see that. Very good.
Okay?
While we're talking about the nuisance and abatement committee, Julia sends emails. Oh, I saw this today, or I saw that. Oh, this looks really nice. So are you getting these? I wrote back and said, yes, I'm getting them. One of them was in my yard.
Good.
Was you on a nuisance?
No,
Oh, okay.
daffodils in
She
bloom.
does a very good job on that committee.
She
Oh,
does.
she loves
She
it.
does.
She's very compassionate, I can
She's
tell.
a pretty
that.
awesome girl, isn't she?
She's a worker.
She's a worker. She's walking.
That leads us to Block Watch.
The very first Block Watch meeting will be April 11th at 6 o'clock, and like Jack was talking about, Jack is very important in Block Watch. If you see anything, be sure you always call your sheriff department. That's their job. And neighbor watch neighbor. That's the key thing. And if you see anything suspicious, give the sheriffs the call. They will do the job for you. Don't try to play wide open and do it yourself. And that's the key thing. And I will have a meeting and a report after that next meeting.
All right, very good. Hopefully you get that, a lot of volunteers, and you get that thing up and running
Exactly. I
again.
hope we get a citizen. I've been planning a citizen thing. I hope I have a good turnout.
Yeah, I do too. That's important to our community. Thank you all very much. That leads us to ordinances and resolutions. This is a resolution 2019-9. This resolution is to hire Jeff Martin as Parks and Rec Director, declaring this an emergency. And the reason we're doing this as emergency is because the time involved, simply the time. He probably should have started 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he may have. Jack wanted to get out as a director. He's been in there, been quite active, been busy, and he recommended, we interviewed several people, and Jack actually recommended Jeff because of his past experience with dealing at the park. So we had a meeting we had the suggestion to hire him, the recommendation to hire him, and we put it in a resolution form. So I need first a motion to suspend the rules for Resolution 219-9.
You got it.
Thank you. A second.
I got it.
Thank you. A vote.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
No.
Now I need a motion. Wait a minute.
You're done.
4.
It didn't pass. So suspending the rules, you can put it on first reading. That's it.
That's right.
So you gotta have the full
Yeah.
5. You
I-
can only have 1. So
You're right.
You don't have enough. So if you want to put it on first reading,
Yes.
just put it on first reading.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
Well,
Wait a minute.
let somebody else.
I'll give you a motion to place resolution number 219-9 on the first reading.
Second.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All right, now, Finance Committee has reviewed this, and it states $13 per hour, and the Finance Committee is in agreement with that. So
Okay.
that's my comment on that before you vote.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second to place Resolution 219-9 on the first reading. Roll call.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
No.
Okay. That leads us to ordinance 2019-6. This is an ordinance authorizing me, as mayor of Mount Sterling, to hire Brandon Fetzer as our village administrator. This comes as a recommendation from council. After doing numerous interviews, they come to the decision to hire Brandon Fetzer as the village administrator and declaring this an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 219-6.
You have that motion.
Thank you.
Who seconded
Just
it?
a second.
Okay.
Vote.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Now, I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading tonight.
Yes.
Motion.
Marcy first?
Yep. Second?
Lowell? Who seconded?
Yep. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Discussion?
It's
Or
on
after the next motion?
No, you got motion for passage.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
Okay,
You
we
want-
should
you
have
want-
stopped before
You
vote.
want to?
All right.
You want to do something? Go
No.
ahead.
No, we'll just make a motion for the passage of ordinance 219-06. I need a motion for that?
Yes.
Mike
Second.
firsted.
Oh.
Second.
Yes. Now, comment, we as the Finance Committee have reviewed the salary and the conditions of this contract, and we are in agreement with this.
Along with all of council.
Well, yes, I
Yes.
suppose.
Yeah.
But the Finance Committee is on board with
Yes,
all of this.
right.
So finances were okay.
Right. So, I have a first and a second. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Resolution is passed.
You want to introduce the?
Yes. If you want to stand up, Brandon, and be recognized, this is our Brandon Fetzer, our new village administrator. You can say a little bit about yourself if you like. You're among friends, so.
Basically, I've been working with wastewater mainly for about 18 years. I've done a little bit of water work, but mainly in the wastewater field. I have a Class 3 EPA wastewater license. Currently with Ohio Rural Water, and looking forward to coming here and helping the village out. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. That leads us in the round table.
I want to bring up about Mission Week. The Nazarene Church will be out and about them 3 days, and we'll be wearing our familiar T-shirts. And And if anybody, they can call the town hall, and also if you have anything, you can call the church office at 869-3127. They're also willing to do stuff, and we're willing to get our hands dirty and see some action. And then also on May 27th at 1:30, which will be Memorial Day, Timmons Way, we'll have some Mark Mason as the speaker, and there'll be more about that as we get closer to that date.
Okay.
And I always said about that generation, it's just not one or two people, it's everybody that fought World War II. I always said that generation really meant a lot to our country and everything. That's all I got to say on round table.
Nothing.
Anybody else? Marcy, want to spout off?
No, I'm good.
Anyone?
I had a question of Mike. Did you say nuisance and abatement would be next 16th?
I have that written down. Yes. Yep.
April the 16th?
Yes, 16,
What time?
3:30. 3:30.
I will make a comment that she referred to earlier, and she referred to. We have projects going on in town that involve working with some of the main water lines. And every time you go in with a piece of equipment and you bump that line, something's going to shake loose from 50 years ago. So it happens sometimes when the gas company comes down and they bump our line. It happens when we have to replace or add a valve or replace a line on one of the main lines, one of the big lines. Everybody in the neighborhood has brown water for a few minutes. What you do is simply turn the cold water on and let it run until it cleans up. Now I say that because we have major project going on at the fence factory Wednesday. More than likely, some people in that neighborhood are going to have brown water for a few minutes. And as the summer progresses, we have another project on London Street, and I'm sure we'll have something in between where we're going to be bumping or flushing the hydrants. That'll be up to him. And the neighborhood will have brown water for a few minutes. Simply turn the cold water on, not hot. Let it run a few minutes. I've done it. That's what I do. In a few minutes, it's cleared up, and everything's back to normal. As far as the hardness, nothing's going to change with the water. It's simply not going to run through the reverse osmosis system the way it normally would, because we have a cracked seal that we have to get fixed. Very important to get that fixed before it cracks anymore, which will lead to major expenses. So nothing to get concerned about, worried about. Your hair may not shampoo as well as it did yesterday, but everything will be fine. Same water, same treatment. Just won't be quite as soft, maybe. So if no one has anything else to say?
I actually think I do.
Okay.
I think we're going to call an emergency meeting for the Parks and Rec on 4/16 to follow the nuisance and abatement.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
On the 16th, we're going
Yeah.
to call a emergency because we're going to need to get some things going on that we can't wait till end of the month at this
So
point.
you want,
I'm sorry, did I say, for Park and Rec, sorry. Park and Rec, we're going to do
oh, okay.
an emergency meeting for the 16th.
Okay. So you want to have an emergency council meeting?
No, just emergency,
Oh, just a special meeting for Parks and Rec.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Parks
I
and
didn't
Rec.
understand.
I didn't explain it very well.
No, you're
Okay,
fine.
to put legislation back on the table, or
We need to talk about some things, get some things rolling that we're going to have to do on ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Okay,
start
that's
filling
what
things out, yeah.
confused me a little bit. Okay. Okay, we'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, at what time?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
It'll follow, what's it, nuisance basements at, what do you have on the 16th?
3:30.
What did you say on
3:30. It's 3:30, so it'll follow that meeting.
Probably 4:30?
4:30.
If you think you need more time, that is a tight meeting for me on the 16th. So if you could change the nuisance and abatement, then you might have more time for your Parks and Rec. I'm offering that as a suggestion because I'm on a tight schedule on that day.
I didn't call the meeting for the 16th. That was
Pardon?
Becky called that
Yeah,
meeting.
Becky
So
said she's the chair.
yeah, she's the chair of that. So she called that meeting. I really can't change it for her.
She'll be back.
When she come
I can
back?
get with her, I can send her an email tomorrow, I know she's checking email.
Yeah.
So do you want me to check with Becky for?
Changing the date so that
Change date.
I have a tight commitment then, and so does Mike.
Okay, so did you guys want to keep Parks and Rec on 4:30?
Sure.
Okay, so keep that on 4:30 on the 16th?
Yes.
And then I'll check with Becky on changing the date
Yes.
of nuisance.
Done? Huh? We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Yes, absolutely, because we're gonna have to figure out how to get the grass
Okay,
mowed.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish the recording off.
Well, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? You're hanging in there.
I got a question for you.